Yes, I welcome you to this fifth episode where we're looking at physical distribution. And we've said physical distribution involves order processing, inventory control, warehousing, and transportation. So we're looking at order processing. This involves the procedures of receiving, handling, and filling orders promptly and accurately. When a customer makes an order, for example for chicken, how long does it take for him or her to be served? It is important to know that the customer minds the time he makes an order and the time he receives the order. And with this technology that we have, electronic data interchange, you should be able to quickly work on a customer so that he receives his product in time. Number 2 is inventory control. Inventory control aims at ensuring that a customer's expectations are met, especially in regards to stock, availability of stock. Every time a customer needs a certain type amount of stock, it must be available. And how do you do that? By ensuring that stock is available as and when needed, to ensure that you reorder more to avoid lack of stock. There's what they call JIT, just in time. This one looks at managing how you manage stock in regards to purchasing more, as well as in relation to the production schedule, so that the factory or the farm has enough products for you to buy from and replenish your stock. And this is important because you don't want any other time to have your competitors taking over your clients because you didn't have enough stock. Number 3, inventory location and warehousing. This involves making sure that in your different locations there's enough stock, and these locations are strategically decided on to ensure that customers can easily access products. We have seen companies like Coca-Cola with a plant in Namboli, but also having other plants or locations in Mbarara and other places to ensure that clients are able to receive, easily access the products in time. This is very important. Material handling. This one, for our case in white meat production, it goes right from slaughtering, the quality of chicken, quality of fish or rabbit, the slaughtering process, the way it is handled to avoid contamination, refrigeration to ensure it is not spoiled. All of that is very important so that the customer receives the right product that will have no effect on his health. And it is important to emphasize proper material handling. Transportation. Being transporters, this is also a very important component of physical distribution, whereby you decide on the type of transportation depending on the quantity, depending on the distance and the product you are carrying. You could use a bicycle, you could use a motorcycle, you could use a three-wheeler, tricycle. All of these have costs involved, so you have to make sure that you decide on a transportation mode that does not cost you much. So you schedule your transportation to ensure that, assuming you are delivering chicken in Tinda, if there are any other orders along that route, you should be taking them to avoid going and coming back. Okay, and these are some revision questions. What constitutes poor customer service or good customer service? Name any 5 distribution channels of Goody Incubation Center, and what factors would you choose to consider when you are choosing a distribution channel? Okay, next is consumer buying behavior. Consumer buying behavior is a very important component of sales and distribution. It takes you through a step-by-step what a customer goes through before buying your product. And these are 6 steps. 1, problem recognition, information search, evaluation of alternatives, purchase decision, real purchase, then post-purchase evaluation. It is important to know what the customer goes through before buying your product, so that you don't look like you are forcing yourself on the customer, you are forcing the product on the customer. So let's look at the different steps in detail. Of course, we have already talked about consumer buying process as a series of steps that a buyer goes through to make a decision about your product. 1 is recognizing the need, the want, or desire for your product. If it is a driver who has been driving a truck on a hot, sunny day and is thirsty, that is need. He needs a cold drink. So you need to know, what does this customer need? If it's a restaurant, probably they lack chicken. So the first step a customer goes through is saying, am I thirsty, so that I should take a soda? Do I need chicken? Do I feel like I need pork tonight? Do I need rabbit meat? The need is most important. The need, the want, the desire for a particular product is what propels a customer to buy your product. Then later, number 2 is search for information. A customer will look for information about that product. If it is chicken, he has to look for the chicken either on friends, internet, family, magazines, adverts, websites, etc. If it's a Samsung phone, a Tecno phone, he has to look for sources of that product because he has a need. He needs a particular phone. So after looking at the different sources of this product, he weighs the alternatives. So that he's able to make a decision. Okay. Stage number 4, the customer buying process, is to decide to buy. The customer will evaluate the price. He will look at the different terms and conditions. Assuming my product doesn't work, can I return it? Yes or no? Or goods once sold are not returned. He looks at the reputation of the company. Is Goody Farm a reputable farm? Yes, meaning I am dealing with the right person. He may also look at the previous buying experience. What was my experience the last time I bought chicken from Goody Farm? The last time I bought chicken from a particular supplier. All that make the customer think twice before buying a product. Number 5, we look at the post-purchase behavior. Post-purchase behavior is where the customer compares the expectations from the product and what actually the product can offer. As salesmen, as transporters, there's a lot we promise the customers. But after the customer testing the product, he wants to be satisfied. He needs to get the same feeling, the same excitement he expected from the product. If it is your chicken, and you're talking about your chicken, how it is so nice, it is organic, it is big enough, it is, quality and healthy, it is the same qualities that the customer expects from your product. And in case he is not happy, then he will be disappointed and will never give you more business. So a customer, there's what he expects from a product and what the product offers. The moment the two don't tally, then the customer is frustrated. That's why it is important for you to assure the customer that he has bought the right product. So that was the customer buying process. It is important for you as a salesman to know what the customer goes through. So this is what the customer goes through, and we need to know the process that the customer has to go through for him to buy. And when you understand this process, you are able to serve him better. Thank you.